Tell me what you gonna do now. Hands up, now hands down. Tell me what you gonna do now. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. 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 Now I know y'all be loving this right here. L-I-M-P, Biscuit is right here. People in the house, put their hands in the air. Cause if you don't care, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of the Limp Bizkit mix. So where you at, pump, shook, and back up while we this track up. Throw your hands 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 up. Now move fast. Hands up.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, it's an AFC intra-conference contest between these road warriors and these guys defending their home turf. Leading them, as always, their head coach. These guys 6-2 over the last 2 months of play. And on the home sideline, here is their head coach. These guys ready as they always are to play in front of this home crowd, hoping the extra surge of momentum pays off in a win. From the booth alongside Brock Hewitt, I'm Kate Scott, and we're just about set to get this one started. And we're away on EA Sports. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
He's one of the select group of quarterbacks where when he takes the field, everyone, and I mean everyone, takes notice. He's part of the game's elite, the game's most important position, and it really is a spectacle, Kate, anytime he leads an offense out, because you know he's capable of plays that other quarterbacks in this league simply cannot make.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Third and just 2 to go.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
Walker trying to run for the first. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. First down. Play action. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw and force something. It brings up 2nd down.
On the throwaway. It's now 2nd and 10.
Hand off to Walker from the gun. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
These big D tackles in this league, they love weaponizing their size right in the middle of the field. It is so hard to clear lane against him. And once he got his paw on him, it was dead on arrival.
Complete beyond the marker. And he's taken down at the 30. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that gives him a first down.
30-yard line.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That's complete to the sideline. Not a ton of room, but he does get the feet down. 2nd and 6 coming up here.
26-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Looking to throw here. Short pass brought in. And this is down to the doorstep of that red zone. Another yard to reach it and pick up that first down, too.
And it's 3rd down.
He tries to sneak it. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs.
That's another first down.
All right, they look set now. Here we go, 1st and 10.
19-yard line.
It's Walker on the option. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. To the line. Here's 3rd and 3.
A 3-yard gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
They're throwing it. Throws caught. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much, but he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal.
Keeps it on the option here. And he runs this one in for the touchdown. These guys finish up an excellent opening series. My partner up here is pumping his fist after that one. That is how you run an option as a quarterback. Good read to hang on to it and do it himself.
Yeah, because I could never do that, not even close. But when the defense overplays and you run that option, you get that good 2-on-1, more times than not, they will commit to the more dangerous guy, the running back. But you leave a lane, this quarterback can do some damage as well.
The kick is
that
good.
one right down the middle. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Has this at the 6. Spins out of one stop. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And it's their 5th-year quarterback leading the charge.
As a QB in this league, if you're going to finish a game with no touchdowns on that side of the stat sheet, well, you better finish it with no interceptions as well. Even if last week was an uneventful contest for him throwing the football, he did what he needed to do to help them come away with the most important stat, the win.
They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down. New set of downs for him from the 31. First down, and they go right back to it. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here. What he was able to do in support of that win. A gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd. Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Quarterback of his renown, Kate, I'm not surprised at all to see him throw it into double coverage early. And that incompletion, well, it's just going to fuel his confidence that much more to keep forcing it.
It is caught left side. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's good. We're on 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
On 1st down, they'll run. He scampers ahead for about 4. It's 2nd down now.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Throw left side, complete. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
They'll work against the blitz. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
From the contact.
Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So 2nd down coming up. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Defense followed the ball perfectly on that zone read and close in on him for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. Their punter making his way out now. And this will bring a drive that had some promise to a disappointing end. And this punt lands in the end zone for a touchback. The visitors and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. First play of the drive. Here's Walker. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You can stick to the ground. You could throw beyond the sticks. Really create some indecision now defensively.
Cut out left. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Still a one-possession game in the early stages. Back in a moment with more of the NFL on EA Sports. We're back, and we'll join this drive already in progress to begin quarter 2. They've got first and 10 here, looking to add to their lead. Walker now from the gun. Not the way to begin a new set of downs, Brock, as they drop it behind the line. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. Hauled in left side. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped at his own side at the 49. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
10 at the 49-yard line.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. He'll give up the gut to Walker. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll go play action. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Now bring the tight end in motion. On 3rd down, Walker. And ooh, this one does not have a chance. They were ready for that one, and the effort brings up 4th down.
Well, that's just about textbook defense and how to shut down an RPO. The coverage was tight, the numbers were up, and then the bodies were there to stuff that run before it could get going.
This one carries out of bounds. Not the greatest field position awaiting them. It's spotted at the 11. The home teams and their running back about to get back to work. And you can see he's done his part on offense this season, sitting 2nd right now in the league in rushing touchdowns. Now a give on the counter. He dodged the tackle. And this will be stopped after a nice 6-yard pickup there on 1st down.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And this is brought to a stop up at, let's say, the 34-yard line there. The big play nets him 17 yards. And they're going to have a 1st down now. Off the play fake, he'll throw. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. Ball still on that 34-yard line, 2nd and 10.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Throwing now off the play action. Finds him on the crossing route. And he is stopped as he reaches that 46-yard line.
That's good for a 1st down.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. On the move, past the 40. And they're going to bring him down, but not until he gets it down to their 32-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
32-yard line.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Back to throw now. Connecting on the slant. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Dumped off to his running back. Kicks away from one. And he's going to be driven out, but a nice pickup. Gained about 8. 2nd down.
Out of bounds, down at the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
He'll look to throw. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and punch it in. And he runs it across. Touchdown. Kicking team out to try the extra points. The point after splits the uprights. And these guys tie this game 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. On the return, here's Jones. Escapes a defender.
They'll take over.
Another drive coming up for this offense. And in a tie game, we've been sensing a breakthrough coming, Brock. Might this be the drive where we finally see one side get the edge over the other?
Well, if it is, Kate, you know and I know it's about play-to-play execution, and more than likely, making sure they can convert in some of those situational downs.
Completed over the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Number 2. A gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 36.
A quick throw complete. The ball is out. Scooped up by the defense. That return actually went backward a little bit, but I imagine, Brock, they'll be happy enough just taking possession.
This is exactly what you want out of your defense. If they're not going to secure the ball on offense, and they're going to give you a shot at it, go punch that ball loose and get a body on it for the recovery.
The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And the turnover puts them right back out there. Just a few plays since they scored that touchdown.
Well, they didn't get much time to rest, but guess what, Kate? That defense didn't get much time to rest either. Now you can go in attack mode while they're still shaking off that last touchdown.
They're going to throw now, following the turnover. This is brought in along the sideline. High degree of difficulty for a short gain. Just a yard left to go on 2nd down.
Gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 38-yard line.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Another carry for him. Breaks the tackle. He's still going. And he'll gain about 7 on this one as he gets him down into the red zone.
At the 17-yard line.
And we are still waiting for the scoring for anybody really to get going as we've hit our 2-minute warning. Stay with us. More of the NFL on EA Sports coming up. They give it to him again. And they're going to have 1st and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
That's just not the guy defensively you ever want in the open field. Frankly, with the amount of space he had at one point, they're lucky to have limited to the gain they did.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Back now, pressure coming. And he's got his man. Touchdown. These guys get some late points and the lead. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys break that tie and now lead by 7.
14. Visitors 7.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. On the return, here's Jones. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
First down and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
All right, going empty as they come to the line. It's 1st and 10. They'll throw to begin this drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Forced to the ground.
They'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
He's going to throw it. That one's complete over the middle. And he's going to be stopped right around the 37. Working quickly here.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Throwing now on 1st down. Into traffic, complete. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
Number 38.
Before we can get a snap on 2nd down, they call timeout.
2nd and 2 at the 45-yard.
Sticking to the air here. Shoves one away. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. They are throwing it again. Hits his running back. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
Another first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a 1st down.
Still sticking with the passing game. This is thrown towards a defender instead, and he's the one who makes a play on the football. That's not what this offense wants. Incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 36. He's going to throw it again. Catch made over the middle. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st.
Complete to number 89.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
First down.
Now the offense is going to take its 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Throwing it again here. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Pass play now. Escapes the pocket. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Kate, if you're not going to pay a methodical drive off with a touchdown, that's the 2nd best thing you can do. You can take all the time down, the points on the board, maybe a little momentum in heading into halftime.
Probably looking at our final snap of the half here on 1st down. Looking to throw. Lobs this one deep down the left sideline. His final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our 1st half. And I guess we'll follow up with the rest of the NFL after this one ends. We're moving right along to the start of the 2nd half. Story is halfway told. Let's see what the back half has in store as we get started in the 3rd quarter. Coverage coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The home team's back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, and just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
And he's forced out of bounds after picking up about 7.
Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Caught quick right side. And just gets back to the line of scrimmage.
The defenders, they were ready for that throw, stopping him right at the line of scrimmage.
There he is on 3rd and short. It's on target to Williams. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. That'll set him up with a fresh set of downs.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that sack drives him in the wrong direction, partner, ahead of this 2nd down.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
He's going to throw this one. Has him on the quick hitter. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 9.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Rolling left, buying some time. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first.
That's good for a first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Blown back, it's the handoff. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
He's taken down at the
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down.
2nd and 9.
Setting up to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
From the gun on 3rd down. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be out of bounds a couple yards short of what they needed. Let's see if they try their luck now on this 4th down. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
Well, they'll take it. Some points to add a little to what's still a pretty small lead. Eventually, I think we all know they've got to find a way to reach the end zone.
On the return, here's Jones. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The offense getting set to go. They'll look to knot up this game right now as they trail 17-10. Offense to the line. Here we go. Drive begins with a Walker run. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
This is Walker on 2nd. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mocked up, too. Let's see what they draw up on this 3rd and 7.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
They'll throw 3rd and long. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he winds up out of bounds, but things not settled yet, so we've got a flag down. So we thought he was beat deep and was going to give up the catch anyway. The interference call did indeed come out. Running it after the penalty. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
Result is a first down.
They've got first down here from the 36. Staying with Walker. Gets it to the 15. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. These guys start the second half with some needed points.
Kate, that's just simply the difference-making edge that these elite running backs bring to you. A lot of backs can get you 10 yards, 20 yards, but the elite backs, they can take it to the house.
Kicking team on to try the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And these guys make it 17 all.
17.
So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. This return starts at the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. It's all squared up again following that touchdown, partner, so some added importance on this series. There's a dive up the middle, and he works his way for a gain of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
It's now 2nd and 6.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Completed to his running back. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They'll run here on first down. Had some room to work, and he took advantage. Give him 7.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
QB keeping it here, the second down option. Fighting for all he can, partner, but this play's not going to get past the line. It's going to be 3rd down.
Man, it is tough to fool this defense with how they just react to these plays, Kate. They held that line, the QB keeper, it gets 0.
The handoff on 3rd and short. Takes another one. And he's stopped as he gets this one down to the 27-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Here's a design run. Only able to get back to the line on that first down play, so no gain.
Boy, is it tough to fool this defense with how well they read and react to these plays. Held that line, and the QB keeper gets nada.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. This time it's a passing play. That one's complete, right side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
We're still tied through 3 here. Neither defense has given an inch in this one. This game remains tied after 3, so we'll decide things right here in the 4th quarter. Coming to the line for their 9th play of the drive. This is 3rd and 3.
Motion, chase deep.
He's dropping back to throw. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
Tracking for it, and it's good! And they take the lead in the fourth quarter.
That field goal gives them the lead for the moment, Kate, but you don't feel comfortable when you look up at that scoreboard. This one isn't over, and that lead certainly isn't safe.
He fields it from the 8. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. They'll begin with a quick completion to the right side. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Throwing on seconds. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
Hey, listen, when you're throwing down the middle of the field, you have got to be crystal clear in your vision. There are so many defenders that can get into those zones. That might be a case of the QB there trying to do a little bit too much and certainly didn't see the defender who comes up with the big interception.
The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. And they're going to throw out of the gun. He's not going to be able to escape, and down he goes. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down.
Send everybody deep. I know he wants to wait and stretch the field and use his arm. The trouble is you wait too long, you end up on your back.
It is caught left side. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. They get 19 on that pickup. And that gives him the first.
24-yard line.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it'll be 2nd down. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And 2nd down only works out for a yard. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here.
Pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. And this is going to be hauled in for the touchdown. These guys make them pay for turning it over.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. Do I got middle field open or close? Do I got a single high or two high? Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
Looking to tack on the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And his guys make it a 10-point ball game.
Team 27, visitors 17.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. This offense making its way back out now. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Receiver in motion. He's headed right. Back to work after throwing the pick. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Number 87. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach the 2nd down. Here's a throw. Finds the in route complete. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line.
A gain of 11 on the play. Results in a 1st down.
They go play action on 1st down. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's a sack on first down. We'll see if it changes the play they go with now on second.
Well, even the toughest in the league to catch could still be caught at times. It just takes a defense that's determined and relentless. And the real big key, when you get that split second, you got to take advantage of that opportunity. Defense just did.
Well, it is second down, Brock, and they've got a full 24 yards to go here after that sack. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
You know, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
And a great play does not get the first down. That stop came at the very last moment to bring up fourth.
It's fourth down.
Trying to push this past the marker. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
That's simply a bet being made that not only is your call or scheme better, but that your players just want it more than the big fellas on defense do. And clearly on that one, they did.
Throwing the out route complete. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's able to get this down to the 36. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
At the 36-yard line.
They've got first down here from the 36. They'll throw it. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Oh, the rush is too much here. Down he goes. A dose of the hurry-up offense here.
And it's fourth down.
Here he goes. Gotta have this on 4th down. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the 4th. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Now this offense ready to head back out. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. On first down, they'll run. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. With the wrong way on first down, Brock. Here comes 2nd and 12.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 37-yard line.
Back to the well again. He picks up 9 on some quality running there, and that brings up 3rd down. The defense calls a timeout, so that's their first. And they still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Oh, and they're going to have the fullback trying power for it. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. Timeout taken by the defense. They're second.
4th down.
And with another one gone, they're going to have just 1 remaining this game. And this one's away and looking good. Nice angle on this one, headed towards the sideline. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. They liked how that drive was going, but the ending, the turnover on downs, yeah, that's something they'll try to rewrite on this series. Airing it out to start this drive. Connecting on the slant. And he's going to be marked down a yard shy of that marker.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 35-yard line.
Walker now from the gun. They stopped him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and inches.
On the draw, it's Walker. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. And dose of the hurry up here. Throwing now on 1st down. Completed over the middle. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. These guys got to score in a hurry. Second and manageable. He's throwing. Brought in right side. And he's not far from that 1st down marker, is he, partner? Up to the 47. 3rd down coming up.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Looking to throw it. Complete beyond the marker. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They've got to keep moving quick here.
That's good for a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Still sticking with the passing game. Hits his running back. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
To number 19.
Offense in the hurry up here.
Gain of 2 brings up 2nd.
He's going to throw it again.
At the 38-yard line.
Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
On the deep ball. It's 3rd down. And 8 yards to go.
To throw. He has the 1st over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. Working quickly here.
That's another 1st down. A gain of 16 yards.
They are throwing it again. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away. So he goes down. Offense in the hurry up here. Throwing it on 2nd down. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. Offense to the line fast.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Now to throw. Completed to his running back. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
And a 1st down. 1st and goal.
And they're down to 34 seconds as he clocks it. Line of scrimmage once again, that 7-yard line as they get set, 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop it. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Here he is to throw. They're on him again, and he goes down again. Offense up to the line fast.
It's 4th down and goal.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And he falls to the pass rush on 4th and goal. That defense coming through, forcing a turnover on downs.
I'm going to guess a little deal was cut there by these pass rushers in the huddle. You guys in the secondary, just buy us a little time. We don't need perfect coverage. Just tighten things up so we can get home. And boy, did they ever in a big moment.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. Well, Brock, we both thought coming into this one that it was going to be a tough hill to climb going up against one of the better defenses in the NFL. But these guys looked and said, hill? What hill?
And you know what? I think that happens over the course of this week. Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching tape and it's a really good defense, you know you got to be on your game. And this offense certainly was today.
So that'll do it for this one. With Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. What a game for our winners as we say thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.